I grew up with the Nintendo 3DS and its amazing lineup of games like Animal Crossing New Leaf, Mario & Luigi Dream Team, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and the main focus of this video, Tomodachi Life. I don't remember how this game was put into my life, it just kinda appeared one day, and I unfortunately don't remember much of my memories with this game, as I've reset my island so many times that I should be charged with quadruple homicide. But I still hold this game near and dear to my heart, and recently, for some odd reason, I've been hyper fixated on this game once again. So I want to talk about it, and that's what I'm doing, so play intro. Fun little fact for the 4 people who didn't know, Tomodachi Life isn't the first Tomodachi game. First one was a DS game released in Japan called Tomodachi Collection, which never got released in America. The gameplay is almost the same, except for like some things just being different. Like the game running at 60 FPS apparently, which like for a DS game, that's incredible. Google also says that the island is smaller. There are 2 buildings not in Tomodachi Life, that being Question Hall and Job Diagnosis. There doesn't seem to be Me Homes either, and the game is lower quality graphics wise. I have actually played a bit of Collection on an actual DS before, and it honestly didn't hold my attention for too long. Maybe because I have horrid ADHD, or Tomodachi Life spoiled me. We'll never truly know. I don't think Collection is bad, but Life is obviously the better game. They also had plans to release it outside of Japan, but according to the producer, they just couldn't get the voice synthesizer to synthesizer. I can't speak. They just couldn't get the voice synthesizer to spit out some English, so we lucked out. Tomodachi Collection also features the Mii Maker, and for those who don't know, the DS didn't have Mii Maker. And apparently this game set the foundation for Miis, even though Miis were let loose in 2006, with this game releasing in 2009. And Collection wasn't even the first DS game to feature Miis, so I have no idea what Wikipedia is blabbing about. But maybe someone in the comments with a higher IQ can understand. Collection sold really well in Japan, like, it was the best-selling game the week it came out, which is insane. So obviously Nintendo saw the money, and when the 3DS rolled around, decided to make a sequel. So in 2013, Japan got Tomodachi Collection New Life. And the rest of us had to wait until 2014 because we're stinky, I guess. Something I find funny is the South Korea name for the game, which is Friends Gathering Apartment, which is a phenomenal name. If Nintendo would have locked in and named that in the States, it would have outsold Minecraft in sales. But, yeah, here we are with Tomodachi Life. I don't know how to transition to the next bit, so, the game begins and asks you to name this island you just found, which, like, do we own this island? Because, like, there are pathways and construction signs and even a port. Are we just stealing this island? Do we own it? Or is it some weird unknown third option? Anyway, the legality of what we do in this game aside, we can name our island, and it can be anything except swears, of course. You can be silly, or serious, or a mix of the two. The limit is just your imagination here. Once you have your island named, you can create your Mii, which again, the limit is your imagination. So I made the abomination to society, Dubious Cream. So good luck sleeping tonight knowing that he's out and about. Once you have your Mii, they'll start demanding stuff like food and friends, much like a baby fresh out the womb. Now something that I should mention is that your first Mii is supposed to be a look-alike. The name you give that Mii is how everyone in the game will refer to you as, which is messed up. These Miis just refer to me as some guy who looks like me. What if my name's John and I cured cancer? But no, I'm tied down to this loser who picks their nose and licks their balls like a cat. But from this point onward, the rest is up to you. You can make more Miis using the town hall that opens up after making your first Mii, or you can turn off the game and never touch it again. The choice is truly yours. Now this game does technically have an ending, and you get it when 2 Miis of the opposite sex get married, which may I just say, the marriage minigame is the most stressful thing you can ever experience, and have a baby. Once the baby is born, you see it grow up, and once it does, the credits roll. This also isn't like a day affair. No, this takes multiple days before it becomes grown. During this point of the baby growing, you'll periodically get calls from the Miis asking you to help take care of the baby, which is when you're given like 3 new baby related minigames, which are infuriating because they use the same crying sound and loop it every 2 seconds. Also, you can keep playing the game after the credits roll. It doesn't just lock you out of your profile like, your Mii's had sex, you can't go back. I should also mention that they give you a choice if you want the baby Mii to leave or stay at your island, once it's grown, obviously. I don't think Nintendo would have gotten away with letting you kick a baby off an island, and I personally never let them leave anyway, I just don't have the heart to. But like a few days later, I'll just forget about them and let them die. Yep, I'd be an amazing parent. I should also mention how you unlock more buildings on your island. When you tap on a building you've yet to unlock, it'll tell you the requirements in order to unlock it, which they are extremely simple. Like having 10 boys or 10 girls on your island. It's not hard to unlock them. Like you'll unlock most of them just by playing the game. Another thing this game has is levels. Doing favors for me or getting them new stuff like clothes or interiors will give them XP, and when they level up you can choose to give them a gift or give them a song or a phrase or an interior, or you can just throw money at them so they can waste it on weed. Mies also have emotions. They can be mad, sad, sick, wet, or in love. There are more that I'm probably forgetting about, but these are the basics. Alongside feelings, you'll also have a problem which they'll make you solve. Sometimes they'll have a little squiggly ball next to them indicating something simple like I'm hungry or I want new clothes. They can also have a happy green person next to them, which indicates they want to play a game. Which some of these games are bullcrap, like pixelated item. They'll say, what item is this? And all you see is orange, and the options will be orange, grandma's ashes, or a grape. You'd think, oh yeah, grape, obviously, but no, it's grandma's ashes, like, what the fuck? Sorry, I got a little heated there. Another problem they'll have is wanting to make a friend, and instead of getting their lazy ass up and knocking on another me's door themselves, they gotta have our permission first, and half the time they'll troll you like, what do you think of me and so as friends? And they won't ever become friends. Same with love. The amount of times I get excited because I think of me as in love, or even to be like, what do you think of me and so is enough to make a therapist retire off my visits alone. But that's not all that makes up this game. You got rap battles on the fountain, you got your me selling items at the park, you have your me's hanging out at the cafe and having actual conversations, your me's can invite people over to hang out, your me's can get into fights. I'm saying me so much it doesn't sound like a word anymore. And all of that adds to the beautiful charm of this game. Tomodachi Life is the funniest, silliest, and dare I say one of the best life simulation games out there. And with the new Switch version, I hope it can fill other people's childhoods with the same charm and silliness that the original did in mine. Bottom line is, I love Tomodachi Life, and if you have the ability, I deeply suggest you check it out and try it for yourself. But we're not done. This will be a shorter segment, but there were some complaints people had with this game. I mentioned earlier specifically that two me's of the opposite sex could marry, but never mentioned the same sex. That's because two me's of the same sex could not marry. This was the biggest issue that people had with the game, so much so that Nintendo had to make a statement promising to have it be included going forward. And with the release of Miitopia on 3DS, two me's of the same sex can fall in love. And hopefully the same goes for Living the Dream. Another issue people had was that there wasn't a lot of gameplay, which like, yeah, the gameplay that is there is simplistic as hell, but it's got its charm and its moments, so it's not that big of an issue for me personally, but I see how it can sour someone's experience. Tomodachi Life's future is looking brighter than it ever has with the announcement of the series coming to Switch, and I assume Switch 2 in 2026. Though a part of me is scared. I mentioned at the start that I loved Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I feel like most of you know where this is going. Well, when New Horizons came out, people, myself included, were quick to point out that the character dialogue became stale, and the focus was taken away from you and the villagers and was now you and the island. I genuinely hope that there isn't any terraforming and living the dream. I want to focus on my me's and their interactions in their day-to-day life, and of course, don't have their dialogue be more bland than a pure white blanket. Besides the worries I have, I am still very excited to see we're getting a new game on Switch. I mean, if you watch my reaction, you can tell that much. Wait!
Holy
What?
No! It's happening?
Oh my god! And I will be buying and playing it day one, and I'm sure regardless I'll end up having thousands of hours in the game. I just want to see the series continue beyond this point, and I hope that the game ends up being a stinker, that it doesn't put a bad taste in Nintendo's mouth for the series. I've made it very clear that I love this game to death. Its charm and its pure goofiness has had me hooked for years, and part of that's also thanks to the Let's Play, specifically Sully Pones. To this day, I will rewatch that Let's Play whenever I'm hyper fixated on this game just to scratch that itch I have. And I hope he plays the new game when it comes out, because that just make that little bit of me beyond happy. Memories I share with this game are irreplaceable. I remember having an island where my friend Josh dated my mom, and that literally became an inside joke between the two of us. I remember reading a creepypasta of the game, and adding that me that was from the creepypasta into my island, and being scared that the creepypasta would become real. I cherish this game deeply, and I'm so glad that I've had it in my life. With that though, I've got nothing more to say. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Love you all until next time. Thanks for watching.